I picked up a 44-pound bag of nickels this week to search. 4,000 nickels. This bag of nickels weighs 44 pounds. 4,000 nickels. Wow. I guess all I can do is, like the pennies, just bust them open and start going through them. I don't see anything so far that piques my interest, but it doesn't mean there's nothing in there. I just cut off the top of the bag and noticed the chart right here. And there it is. $200 of nickels is 44 pounds. So, this bank has promised me the halves when it's full, but they said it's been months and it hasn't gotten full, which is good, actually, because that just means that people are putting in a few at a time and not just one person dumping, so that's cool. But I think I'm going to buy a bag of quarters, because he says they get them from laundromats and from charitable organizations and all this stuff, and I don't know, maybe it'll be fascinating. Oh, the dimes are $1,000 too. Wow, 50 pounds. Alrighty, I'm going to tear into these things. In my first big handful, I found a 1952 and a 1940. In the third handful, look at this, I found a Buffalo Head nickel. I couldn't read the date, and I put some of this stuff on it, and I can just tell that it's a 1920. Wow, that is totally cool. What a cool animal. American bison. In the third handful, I found a 1946, and I am up to three 1950s that I roll away. I hoard away those. But looking good. I'm pretty excited. Okay, a few handfuls later, I got a couple more from the 50s, and this one here is a 1947. Pretty cool. Oops. Wait a minute, what's this? Look at that. That is so cool. I couldn't believe it when that one popped out at me. Oh man, I love finding these things. The old Barber V-nickels. Man, that's an old one. Golly. 1901. That is super cool. I've only found a few of these. I'll say coin roll hunting. This ain't exactly coin roll hunting, but it's basically the same thing. But man, that's pretty amazing. I actually got one of these as an ender one time. That was super, super cool. Oh, thank you. If you look on my mat here, you can see it right there. Anyway, that was just super cool. A couple of handfuls later, I found a 1940 and a 1954. No mint marks on those. I wouldn't say that I'm finding more old coins than I did in the boxes, but the fact that I've already found a Buffalo and a V-nickel is just totally cool. I've kind of been browsing through there. I haven't seen anything to stick out at me, anything else. I get a handful, and then whatever I get, that's what I get. But, we're finding some pretty cool stuff, and I'm pretty excited about that. A few more handfuls later, and we get another 54. That one's D, and another from the 40s, 1947. That one's Philadelphia. Well, after another few handfuls, we get a 57 and a 58, and both of those are Denver. And we get two more 47s and a 46, and all three of those are Philadelphia. No sign of silver yet, and no Canadian either. I wonder if this machine is sophisticated enough that it rejects those. I don't know. There's a machine in Indiana that I buy from sometimes up in central Indiana. You'll find, in a bag of pennies, you might find a couple of dimes and a nickel. Just kind of random. It's able to. Other things are able to slide in there. This one, I haven't seen any sign of anything like that. I just found a 59 and a 39, and I haven't seen the mint mark on that yet. Let's hope for a mint mark. Oh, bummer. The Philadelphias are quite common, but the S and D are both key dates. But this is my first one from the 30s, so that's cool. Well, the Buffalo was from the 20s, so it is the first one from the 30s. It sure is a dirty job. These are some dirty coins, I tell you. Well, I did get a penny, so maybe a dime will show up too. I'm starting to get pretty low in the bag. I sure do hope a silver pops out of there. From the 50s, and this one right here is a 1955, and it's a Philadelphia, which is kind of it's a semi-key date. There was just over 8 million of this one made, which is pretty low. And there was only like 72 or 74 million, something like that, of the D. So the 1955 was definitely a lower mintage than most of the years. Is that a 55? Oh, it is. Well, that's cool. And it's a D. Well, I got both of them. That's pretty neat. But this one is a pretty low mintage right there. Well, here's the end of the bag. I got to go through those yet. There's all the nickels, the empty bag back there. Folks, that's not a lot of old nickels. I mean, it's totally cool that I found these. But I'm telling you that there's just not a lot of old nickels there. So the nickels are just getting harder and harder to find, the old ones, apparently. It wasn't but a few years ago I was getting 40 or 50 out of a box, and now it's nowhere. This is the equivalent of 2 boxes. I'll go through the last of these and we'll see if we find anything else. I did find another 1940. But anyway, that's where we are. These are cool. Love finding those. But I'm sure not finding as many old ones as I used to. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. I had really hoped that the bag in the bag was kind of make up the difference. Maybe there'd find more of the older stuff. But it's basically the same as if I'd have gone and gotten 2 boxes. Maybe less as far as the volume of the older coins is concerned. These 3 rolls of the 50s. I did get a semi-key date, the 55. That's pretty cool. These are the 40s, 30s, and then you can barely tell the date, but it's a 1920, so that's over 100 years old. And then the V nickel, or the barber nickel, which is 123 years old. That was a real great find. There's no doubt about that, and that would make it all worth it right there to me. I'm sad I didn't get a silver. I was really hoping for that. Last year, I went to West Virginia and I got a couple of boxes of nickels. One of the boxes had 5 silvers in it, and so I'm going to meet up with my buddy here. That he lives in eastern West Virginia, but we'll meet up in Huntington and probably have lunch. And I think I'll probably have some coins ordered from his neck of the woods. Then I'll have some ordered from there, and hopefully I'll come home with 4 or 5 boxes of nickels and 6 or 8 boxes of pennies, because I just do so good over there. Somebody else besides my friend wrote to me from West Virginia, and he said, they always tell us we're 10 years behind the times over here. He goes, finally it pays off. That was good. That makes sense. I've just done real well with the coins there, so that will be something to look forward to. And I'm going to wrap it up here. This is what we got today, and a couple of them are just super cool. And I'll just put those into my hoard, and we'll go from there, and we'll see you the next time around. I got a couple boxes of pennies to go through still. See you later.